Okay, happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome. We'll see. Let the guys know in the Discord that I am live at the moment. Let's get that up. Just let the guys know that we are actually live. Okay. Yeah. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are all doing good. Got a few things to maybe go over, speak about on this pre-market stream. Just let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me all good. Let's go like this. I am live. Just make sure I get in the Discord too. Yeah, but say what's up in the chat. We've got a few things to go over. I've taken some nice payouts with FTMO today. So just before the end of the year, and that's always obviously nice to do. But on that note, let's bring that up and then we can chat about that. Morning. What's up, Luigi? Good to see you on, bro. Morning. So this is I am on the road at the moment, hence I am off my laptop. So a little bit more moving around for the next couple of days, but that's the beauty of trading. It gives you the freedom to be able to do so, right? So always grateful for that. But yeah, took some nice payouts with FTMO. Took 1,700 times 3 on my FTMO accounts today, so that's always great. And those are the accounts I was speaking about, the prop firm payouts coming out. In the meantime, I've been trading my personal and some challenge accounts, but I'm going to probably not trade these accounts now that I've taken the payout on them until next year. We do have, this is kind of like the last full week of trading this week. And I don't want to be doing anything silly on anything. So we'll go over obviously markets, what I was seeing, maybe what I am looking at today, but just keep in mind that we do have, this is really like the last full week of trading. If we just pull up let's go like that. If we just pull up Forex Factory here, yeah, we have Wednesday, we no real news today, but then Thursday, tomorrow, we do have USD CPI. And then obviously next week is Christmas. So Thursday, the 25th is Christmas. So it's the last full week of trading this week. And that's just, there's no necessary pressure for me to put on the accounts heading into the final part of the year. I want to be relaxing with the family. That's why I'm on the road traveling. I just want to be chilling, relaxing with the family, and just setting myself up to start 2026 off on a good note and end 2025 off, strong as well. I hope that you guys are doing well and having a good week so far. I see there's been a few Project X issues across some of the futures prop firms. Your guys' side, what's up? Slotfather, Rich, KBH, Kali, what's up? I hope that you guys are doing all good. Say what's up in the chat if you guys are on this morning on the live stream here too. But we'll let the guys know again in the Discord that we are live. I've got a few things that I want to speak on, and then we can get going. But yeah, let's speak about a few levels yesterday and what I was looking at. So ES yesterday, I was looking for the short off the highs over here, I must say. So this is the opening range high and opening range low. Obviously, I have the extended market hours open on, extended market hours on. I couldn't kind of, make it go like this as well, but let's go like that. Electronic trading hours, we can, have to change it like that a little bit to make it look. So the open is like this. This is all pre-market, and this is only regular market trading hours. I prefer to actually just see it like this. Okay, have it turned off for the indexes. I love to look at pre-market highs and lows and what overnight session does. Okay, yeah, with the stocks and everything like this, okay, then you can be able to see, okay, this is for the stock trading. It's very easy to see the pre and post market hours. I have them on there, and you can see we're very, very, very choppy on the video. And that was causing some of the chop on ES yesterday. However, I'd like the initial shorts off of this opening range high level. Once I saw we try to break this highs, okay, and we failed to come back above that pre-market highs at 890, I saw a move back to the downside. Unfortunately, I didn't take it. And then what I did end up doing is I ended up seeing we bottoming out on Nvidia and NQ, and I ended up getting a nice long on NQ from low to high. And then I ended up taking another long later on in the evening, and I got out near those previous days highs, which is that white dotted line. I kind of saw that as my level to be trading towards. So that was my trade yesterday. Also on the edgeful screener, while I wasn't really attacking too much, I did make a post about this. Let me actually bring it up because it won't be on now, but something I want you guys to have a look at is on this screener. Okay, on the screener section over here, make sure you have all the tickers turned on, and then I want you to have daily bias on. What that tells me is, particularly, I look at the opening candle continuation, and everything for me was pointing towards maybe a flattish day, nothing too serious. Let me bring it up over here on screen. We had a very neutral bias yesterday. Very, very neutral bias. Let's go like this. Okay, go like that. So we can see over here, we had 40% are looking for longs and also 40% looking for shorts, as well as 6% neutral. So very mixed bias. It wasn't one side dominating. And that kind of led me to being more on the fence yesterday and waiting for my setup, and I do get the longs. So let's speak about what's happening today. Today we have taken out the previous day's highs. We're trading above overnight VWAP, and we are looking very, very strong. Stocks are green here across the board. And the only two stocks that are kind of break even at the moment, flat overnight, is Nvidia and Tesla, but we have been seeing major moves on those as well. So NASDAQ trading above previous day's highs, so is the ES chart as well. We're trading higher, but we haven't taken out actually the previous day's highs on ES. Previous day's highs on ES is up at 892, that white dotted line. And then YM as well, trading higher too overnight, but still not up at those previous days highs. Previous days on YM, actually, we saw quite a big, heavier sell-off on YM in particular. I think maybe something that I was looking at and mark up at the end of the day on potential misplays. You guys know I love using the opening range with VWAP. What we do get on YM is a beautiful break to the downside, a pullback, and a rejection of that VWAP and opening range low, and the continuation. So I think a trade that I might have missed out on is something like this, with stops at the highs or middle of the range, opening range high, and you can be looking for previous day's lows down there. So a nice 2-to-1 trade. You're getting just under 2-to-1 on that. So that's something that I think was really, really nice and worth marking up. So YM was definitely the lagger, and this is something that I've always been in, is that this is why I love trading individual stock names, as well as all three indexes, ES, NQ, YM, and even sometimes the DAX. Is that I buy the strongest one and sell the weakest one. Yesterday, the NASDAQ, because I did like the longs in continuation, the NASDAQ was the stronger of the three. We can see YM was trading underneath its opening range low. Okay, ES as well. ES was trading underneath its opening range low, whereas NQ was bouncing off support. We very rarely traded underneath the opening range low yesterday on NASDAQ. Look at that. Very rarely did we trade underneath that opening range low, and that's why I looked to buy it. Any thoughts, any questions on that in the edgeful Discord? Let me know. I hope that you guys are having a sound week your side. Any questions? Any questions in the chat? Your side? See, there's been some guys making some nice money using the algos as well. My algos have been running pretty smoothly. Tony, what's up? Zappa, Hoa, how's your week been so far, Hoa? There's an article that I do want to bring up here on stream as well. You know, I always speak a little bit about psychological stuff as well. But this is just from Steve Burns' blog post, which I've always enjoyed. But it says 8 tips for pro traders not taught in schools. And I think this is a guest post by Scott Redler, which he works at TP3 or something like that, T3 Live. The first one being keep trading simple. All of the best traders I know have one thing in common: they keep it simple. So we're going to go through this, just a few points that I really, really do enjoy. So number 1, keep trading simple. Or number 8, I'm good. Lowest to highest to lowest. Second one, focus on the big picture trends. So looking at the larger time frame. I think a lot of traders, they get too sucked into looking at lower time frames, right? That's the second one. There's a few that I really, really do enjoy here. Learn to lose small. I like to say we can handle paper cuts, but we can't handle gushes. What too many traders go through, and this is so true, I don't know if anyone in the chat has experienced this. I definitely have, where you win 750, 2,000, 1,000, negative 800, plus 3,000, and then all of a sudden you give it all back. You might be up 10 grand, and then all of a sudden you give it all back and some in one trading day. You might be surprised at how often a trader's P&L looks like this: smooth sailing and then a huge loss. Let's say you make 50,000 during a big market rally. If you lose 20,000 of that drawdown, you're either taking too much risk or you're not respecting sell signals. So basically, too many traders they go well for like a month and then, or 10 days, and then one trading day knocks it all back. Treat every single day like a new day. Did you make $10,000 yesterday, or did you lose 100,000? Either way, put your joy or grief aside. Focus on what's in front of you now. You can't trade your P&L. Developing a daily routine. You guys have seen me. Not only do I love doing these pre-market preps, but it's also part of my routine. It's part of my daily routine, which I enjoy doing, and it puts me in the right mindset to trade. The second one is know what you can handle, okay, risk-wise. And I think there's some good points here. Don't live your P&L, spending too much money or trying to quit your day job before you've proven that you can make enough money to support yourself. You put unnecessary pressure on yourself in order to make money. Let me explain. Many traders have a big year or even month and start spending. They buy a new car or house. They start flying first class to Vegas to play poker. And guess what? They've doubled or tripled their monthly nut. And after a few bad days, they're thinking, I need to make 15,000 by the end of the week because I'm behind on mortgage and car payments. So forget about approaching the market in a calm and rational pattern. So true. Start flying first class to Vegas to play poker. That's nice. Don't go it alone. So, you guys watching here, have a community that you check in with, that you enjoy trading with, and that can support you through the highs and the lows. So let's go to some levels that I am looking at the moment on ES. Okay. Some levels that I am watching is definitely that previous day's high, so up at 890. Second area of support is 866 that I'm looking at, and then back down towards this level here at 840, which we've spoken about quite a bit on streams as well with Andre on Monday. 840 was holding a support too. So those are just some levels that I'm looking at. Right now, we are trading at that overnight VWAP. Okay, so bear that in mind, please. But we are trading at that overnight VWAP at the moment. Okay, any questions in the chat that we have here? So let's go back to Discord and see if there's any questions in the chat at the moment. Often JB1 trade still in SRL. Okay, not silver. Yep, I'm assuming that's silver. Tony, good to see you. How does edgeful handle rollover week with futures? I think it does typically move over automatically. Crypto. Yeah, they do handle the rollover automatically. I can double check if there's any necessities to have a look at, but I think that is what they do tend to do. I know this week has been rollover week. I think we rolled contracts over on Monday. Yep, contract switched to the March contracts. I just have the continuous contract on. You can see I got ES1. The minis, I just have the continuous contract on up at all times. Any more questions in the chat? We'll keep it running here. Any thoughts on that article that I brought up as well? Any thoughts on that article that I brought up? Again, I will refer to that. Make sure to check that edgeful screener out. I personally like looking at it after the first hour of market open. But what I also want you to have a look at is, let's just go. I know I've brought this up a few times, but the volume trends in December. And that's personally why I've taken on those accounts, those payouts, and I'm just going to lock the account up and only look to trade it again in January. Look at the volume trends. Let's go to NVIDIA. We can just see that the volume just drops off completely in December. And I'm not looking to trade when volume is lower. Much harder to find consistent, breakout trades and so forth. So always going to refer to that. Let's go again to that opening candle continuation. Wow, I love it so much. Let's look at NVIDIA. Let's go year to date. So it will almost be a year, but year to date on NVIDIA. If that first hour closes green, so as a bullish first hour, we will have an 80.34% chance of closing the day as a bullish day. And vice versa for the shorts, if that first hour is red, we will have a 71.54% chance of closing as a red day. Pretty great stats there. Let's go over to Tesla as well. Okay. Tesla for the long, 78%, and for the short, 73%, 72%. So again, like great statistics with that. We can even go to NQ. I know that we got mostly futures traders in here that are trading, the indexes. 80% for the long, 72% for the short. So everyone wants to speak about how to overcomplicate their trading. And I think it's probably one of the worst things that I've seen traders do. If you just wanted a simple strategy, wait for that first hour to be bullish or bearish. So what I do my trading using the Orb and VWAP, I wait for the first hour to be bullish or bearish and then look to trade in that direction if price action is aligning with that. So if the first hour is bullish, look for longs in continuation. First hour is bearish, look for shorts in continuation. Obviously, always have to make sure that price action is lining up. Any questions that are watching me on my Twitter or YouTube channel as well? Okay, seems like the pivots are calculated using the December data, not the March. Okay, we'll have to speak to them on that and see the rollover. Any questions as well? Still in my long on YM overnight from 48,431. Okay, that's nice. What's slot? Okay, geez, 48,431. Nice. Yeah, that looks good, bro. Very nice. Did you take that? Obviously, with the futures prop firms, you can't swing trade. That's the thing I do like about the CFDs. You can look to hold some swing trades, but that's a really. Did you get on the contract? You must have got in right as we changed over of day, right? After that little pause and then change over day. Yeah, got an overnight note. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I think that's a nice long. You could, as like a swing trade, even you could have like you would have got in kind of like an overnight stops at the lows, because if we know it comes down there, you don't want it anymore. You would already be up over 150 points. Very, very nice. You could see something like this, right? Like a swing trade like that, and then you could be targeting back up at the highs. Very interesting. When we did sell off on Monday on ES and most of the indexes, where we sold off on Monday, we're actually trading higher on ES back at that level. So we sold off from 870, 6870 on ES, and we're back actually trading up at 6872 on the ES chart. And on the NASDAQ, I think we're trading about 24, 25, 400. Yep, we're back above that as well. So yeah, it does look nice for longs today, but obviously we're gonna just have to see what we do get. Not looking to force anything or try and push. I'll be in my live trading room as always. Tomorrow I will be with Andre on the edgeful stream. But if you hit the link in my bio if you're watching us on socials, down at the bottom here, that my live trading room, that's where I will be to start off the Thursday, right? For the first 2 hours or so of the market open. See if you can catch anything in the first hour or so. But yeah, giving you some levels to look at. We'll keep going here for another 5 minutes or so, and then take it from there. Yeah, no, very, very nice. Any questions on any of the edgeful reports right now? Anything that you guys want me to have a look at or anything like that? But I hope that you guys are doing well. Just have a look at the DAX overnight. We've been moving lower. Interesting. Very rarely do we see divergence if the DAX is moving higher, and normally US indexes are moving higher as well. Someone posted this in the chat. Tony, we can maybe have a speak about this. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at this. What did you find interesting about this podcast, Tony? What were some of your key takeaways? I'll go give it a listen this evening. What were some of your key takeaways? Sorry, Slothfather. Apologies, you're the one that shared it. But yeah, just going to look to end the year strong here. What's Bitcoin doing, by the way, overnight? Let's have a look. Bitcoin at the moment is down under 90K still. So Bitcoin's still down under 90K. Gold moving higher. Silver's been ripping, must say. So look at some of like Robinhood's up 1% overnight. So that could be something we could be looking at. We are sitting at that 5-day SMA. We could maybe be moving up. That 5 daily SMA is sitting at 122.60. So maybe that's where it's looking like it wants to head up. But we are looking pretty decent at the moment. It's coming off previous week's lows, and we've got a lot of space to previous week's highs. Previous week's highs back at 140. which would be and these indicators I'm all getting with edgeful, all comes with the edgeful subscription. But previous week's highs, we got back up. It's a 15% move back up. So it's really, 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 really interesting. Yeah, if you look on the left-hand side here, I've got the edgeful previous week's range indicator. So you see the red one is the previous week's lows. Turn that on and off. Looking really, really good. Maybe a bounce back up there could be quite nice. So it will be something I'm looking to trade today. You guys know that I love trading individual stocks as well, right? Yeah, we'll give it another 2 minutes here. So if there's no other questions, I hope that you guys have given some thoughts on the markets yesterday, today, and for the current month. See what Palantir is doing. Yeah, Palantir also looks pretty nice for longs. Well, bouncing off those previous week's lows, but we don't have much space to the previous week's highs. But we are starting to take out the previous. I found also with the individual stock names. So let's just go to like that previous day's range report. So if we take out the previous day's highs on Palantir, okay, year to date, 71% chance of closing as a bullish closing day. And then if you go to Hood, Robinhood, okay, 66. So not great on Robinhood. I prefer ones above 70 personally. AMD 64. But yeah, we are looking bullish across stocks here this morning. We'll see what the open brings. And then we'll see you guys on tomorrow with Andre live on stream. And then I'll be in my live trading room as always to start off the trading day on a Thursday. I'm on the road. That is the beautiful thing about trading. You can travel and trade. So, you know, to keep putting in the work, keep making it happen one day at a time. Your hard work will pay off. But yeah, appreciate you guys. We'll close it up here. Have a good rest of the trading day. We'll see you guys all on stream in a bit. Cheers, guys.